Ah, Jesus Christ, like the 50th time I died. That's it. Nope, no more, no more. Rage quit.
Conan noobs!
Well, hello once again, friends and fans. Raptor here. Welcome back to Wargame European Escalation. This is the map straight ahead, and this is more multiplayer footage. This is 2v2 once again with my homeboy Lennon as we try to fight against those enemies who stand against us. Raptor and Lennon, as you can see there, starting in the right-hand corner as NATO, and it looks like our enemies, our enemies are, let's see, Artisto Communist and Atzer222. So yes, I laugh because I could barely even pronounce an English word. Yes. So anyways, you can see this is a map brought to you by one of the earlier missions. As you can see, the airfield up here to the north, and many of the other cities have been turned into strategic points to capture. An interesting map here with the river dividing the map slightly on the right side, Juliet and India on the far right, not able to bring in reinforcements from those areas, but Foxtrot, Echo, and Alpha and Golf are the only areas that can bring in reinforcements. So as you can see here, there's quite a bit of points on the map, nothing totaling over 3, but Charlie, Delta, and Hotel are some of the most important areas. Bravo there being 2 points, and well, I should have also included India in that with Juliet as well. So at this point, I can remember me and Lennon talking about going up the right flank to Juliet in India there, and then swooping across to Foxtrot in sort of an upside down L with the bottom of the L facing towards the airport kind of attack. So we would go Juliet, India, Foxtrot, and then I would go into Hotel, and we would team up around and between Hotel to block the enemy. Then down here towards Echo, we would leave a few recon scout units to make sure the enemy isn't going to flank us, and we would try to basically contain the battle, the entire battle to the ridge here between Delta, Hotel, and Foxtrot, giving us the advantage of bringing in instant reinforcements so long as we deny the enemy Echo down here. So let's look at what the enemy's bringing in. Looks like there's a couple of Tunguskas. There's some armored recon as well, or not some, I mean command armor as well. Looks like there's supply trucks as well, BTRs, UAZ hiding over there in the corner already. And it looks like the show will start any moment, folks. But let's take a look at what we have as well first. Looks like there is command armor over here, Roland, Jupiters, and Pattons again. Lennon being a pretty big fan of that Rise Patton for the time being. Over here you can see the Valorize tank, I believe is what it's called for the French. A very good mid-range tank. Has some really great speed, 70 kilometers per hour, but what it really excels at is the accuracy and AP power of its gun, along with the speed. For what it lacks in armor, it makes up for it with speed at least. There's also an autocannon and MMG against this tank, so at least it brings a little bit more than usual defense against aircraft. Bradley's also there, and a Gazelle also to shoot out and look at the map straight away. M106A2s also, artillery being brought to the right, and those 2 command armor units are crossing the bridge to capture, obviously, Juliet and India. So let's take a look at what the enemy's doing. Swooping right down the road to Delta, and definitely towards this area of the map between Delta and Foxtrot. That's exactly where you're going to see these 2 Titans clash as you see the blobs get closer to each other. What excitement! What excitement! Kolos and Farung UAZs being brought over to Bravo to instantly secure that. A very good move to bring in the ATGMs and the BTRs carrying the ATGMs and anti-aircraft missile troops. Skot's bringing in let's see, total of 8 units of infantry, obviously going to defend this heavily forested area on the other side of Delta. UAZs being brought in as well, BMP 685s. Looks like there's a BMP already moving along the road here towards Foxtrot. Definitely doing some scouting up there, at least in a good position to camp against reinforcements being brought in at Foxtrot. I can remember at this point talking to Lennon, and basically him telling me that he's going to go up further at this point. We didn't quite decide to go on the far right route, just deciding to go right in. I'll take Hotel, he'll take Foxtrot. But we did stress that capturing this area around the airport, north, well, south of the airport, but just north of Foxtrot would be key for this battle. 8 units there being brought over to the edge of this forest, and the UAZ being brought up as well to give those troops a little bit of a longer sight. Skot's probably, excuse me, probably going to unload their troops at the edge here in Hotel in this forest. VABs here will be unloaded soon, and those troops will go into the trees to defend against any units that will try to break through the forest. Valorize now defending that open field, but let's see, who is this here? Looks like Artisto Communist has seen that those tanks are there, and I've seen that he's coming, and so I retreat immediately with those Valorize so they're not destroyed. Losing one Skot. Just a little bit of a cat fight there, a little bit of a scratch. Nothing too big yet. But just you wait, friends and fans. Just you wait. And in the meantime, while we do wait for all of this epicness to grow, I must urge you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and to the videos if you're liking what you're seeing. You see, there's a lot of effort put into these Wargame European Escalation videos in terms of getting together with people and strategizing and learning about extra things that are coming out. So if you're enjoying this, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Flak Panzer opening fire. I'm sorry, no, the Bradley opening fire at those troops coming out of the... Ooh, looks like a few of those were destroyed. He's trying to rush the city, the defensive line around the city. VAB is opening fire as well. Motorstyliki, which I believe is the Polish way to say it, who knows. Dying in the process. Only 5 troops getting out of those. Unfortunately, a lot of those men are going to die. Let's see. Of the 8 vehicles that were there, I believe all 8 are destroyed. VAB, Valorize, and the ATGMs were opening fire on those transports. So not much he can do there. T-80 BV is moving around in a sneak attack. Look at this. What's going on here? A very beautiful unit, that T-80 VB. Let's take a look at the stats. Pimp Daddy right here. We've got 2275 meter on that main gun, along with 10 front armor, 5 on the side, 2 in top and rear, and a supply unit moving in with that, as well as a BTR, which is not full of infantry, but definitely will serve as probably a makeshift scout. He wants us to recon the Motorstyliki area there. Clearly he must have, maybe a unit of his may have been destroyed, or he's fearful about bringing in units because you can see him with the rise. Looks like Tunguska there, scaring off that Gazelle. He's going to take the back route, but they'll definitely be able to take out those troops there. Azir notices that and is kind of moving around. Let's go back down, though, to the sneaky snake attack here. What's this? It looks like those troops are going to try to come all the way down to Gulf and cut off the reinforcement point here. Now, that's smart because we have not yet captured Foxtrot, and so thus all of our reinforcements must come from Gulf. Juliet and India under our control, and Delta, Bravo, and Alpha under the enemy's control. Let's take a look at controls for this match. Gulf, Juliet, and India bringing our grand total to 6, and Delta, Bravo, and Alpha bringing their grand total to 6. Ooh, exchange of fire here. The Shatrum, we're actually going to call that the Shroom. The Shroom firing now. Boy, those Russians get their pet names. Destroying one of the TOW. Looks like he stubbed the TOW launcher there. And T-55 AMV-1s, the Anvil, as we'll call it there, now being brought up to advance on those positions. UAZ probably notifying those T-55s that there are ATGMs there. And those T-55s, I believe, taking a hit. They did not. But still advancing. T-55s in front, or rather in the rear, as they should have been in front, losing his Shroom. Very unfortunate. Tunguska, Zalos, and BMP 685s there. Oh, artillery being fired. The M10's now opening fire, or the 106A2's opening fire now. And driving back those T-55s. Valorize coming up. My Valorize tanks very, very smart in there. Mostly in these battles, I like to provide a lot of support, a lot of multi-roll, so that way if something comes up from the enemy, we can make changes right away. As you can see there, there's about, let's see. Oh, wait a minute now. I'm not. Oh, I see. He's calling in additional Skots. Looks like there's a total of 8 there. now, but there might be more being brought in. So obviously he's going to push along the top of this ridge. And let's go back down to Operation Sneaky Snake, where the T-80 BVs are getting, they've gotten a lot closer now. They're now hiding. BTR almost out of fuel there, and the Kolos going to supply those units. That's their sneak attack for this round. Bradley CFV on scout here for Echo, making sure that nobody moves towards that, and if they do, AMX-10s can respond by just rushing directly in and trying to destroy any command vehicles that are unattended. Looks like the BMPs a lot back to the action now. A lot of the action taking place in this area. Rise Pattons now opening fire up top on I believe the rest of those motor Streliki that were there, and also on the 685s Rise Pattons up there. Valore's now pulling back. A couple of those units wounded, and it looks like one of them lost, but they're up to combat too as the ATGM fires and destroys that 685 T-62Ms, firing and destroying another Valorize. So not a good day for them. One of them almost completely destroyed, taking that force down to half. A lot of supplies being brought back in. Gazelle doing some more scouting. Missile still flying in again. Another AMX-30B destroyed. The Valorize being destroyed. Let's take a look down here. Operation Sneaky Snake. Looks like the BTR might be moving into C. Oh, and it looks like more Patton tanks have been brilliantly brought out to reinforce the position at the north, but detecting the BTR and him, our ally there, or rather myself, yours truly, marking that the BTR is moving into position. One of the Pattons destroyed at Lenin now, recognizing that there are BTRs there, and this now takes top priority since it jeopardizes our reinforcements, FOBs, and of course the enemy could find our M151A command, one command there. T-80BV, a tank you do not want to mess with. Take that out via the air or ATGM. Looks like the rest of his troops have now gotten here. And it looks like a total of 12 now. 12 different Skot 1s are moving forward. Tunguska in support of that, along with a Buck M1, giving the enemy a total of 4,200 meters worth of range on any aircraft that will be in the area. Luckily, our Gazelle staying way out of that. Ain't gonna be messing with that playa. And it looks like those. Oh, it looks like the Apaches were able to, unfortunately we did miss it, but Apaches were able to destroy those T-60 BVs, I'm sure. Oh, actually, no, you know what? I do remember that these Panzer Grenadiers come equipped with Milan missiles. And I believe, well, actually, no. Those Cobras did destroy the T-80s, I can remember from this match, but Panzer Grenadier going in to make sure that no troops were dropped off from that BTR. A good move just to be extra sure. Keep in mind we can't see everything on the battlefield. A large number of those motor Streliki and their transports just annihilated. The Hermits now being captured and being pulled back, it looks like, to reinforce. Rearm rather those motor Streliki, but a large loss for the enemy, not in points, but a lot of units destroyed just to capture that area up there, which is valuable towards them. In fact, we now have nothing defending the artillery other than one Valoriz, which is going to be sacrificed to try to bring down any transports that are up there. Pattons also looks like they're going to be opening fire, a little bit of a flank there as we finish up mopping the enemy's attack down here, making sure that there's nothing left. Bradley was moved from this wooded area up here towards the trees down here, just to make sure that there's nothing else in the way that could jeopardize that area. Foxtrot still not captured by us. Probably, obviously, we're putting more points into tanks, and so we're holding Juliet in India, making sure that we can bring in the needed vehicles with the points that those are to bring in. So let's take a look in the rear. The enemy doesn't really have much for support. No backup plan. No other artillery for that. But they're putting in all their chips now as they advance. BMP-1 opening fire with its ATGM against the Patton. Let's see if it hits. And it does not. Going right between those Rise. Whoa! What is that? Happy 4th of July, everyone! As the Russians fire off a firework into the atmosphere. Very nice. Thank you. Let's see, the motor Streliki now being repaired, refit, and rearmed from those Hermits there. Anti-communist, by the way, is Artisto-communist, capturing those with his troops. Buck 1 destroyed by the ATGM troops from myself, destroying that Buck 1. Now they only have the Tunguska for anti-aircraft support in this area. Motor Streliki now flanking towards possibly this wooded area here through the airport, the forest around the airport. Rise Pattons taking a little bit of damage, I'm sure. Oh, yep, just taking their first hit as they opened fire on the T-62s. I wasn't exactly sure if they were engaging those T-62s or BMPs, but yes, they were able to finish off those. 2 more Anvil, T-55's Anvil, or I have no idea what you want to call it. Anvil, let's call them the Anvil. How about that? Anvil coming up here. T-55 Anvils firing their ATGMs against those Pattons. A lot of firepower being aimed at those Pattons, and one of them finally being destroyed. We have 2, 4, 6, 7 units here just against that Rise Patton there. Let's take a look at the points. 1,143 for NATO and 822 for Pact. Unfortunately, their plan down here didn't work, and that may have brought the end to them, them putting more time into that attack. A lot of money spent on those T-80s that is hard to recover. One of those Anvils destroyed now. T-55 AMV-1 destroyed. 685 destroying the last of the Mohicans. No, the last of the Pattons that were there. It escapes me if it was the Rise Patton or not, but the MD Jupiter from Lenin still parked there, empty now. Oh, I see. He's probably knows that he's cut off from the road being captured here. He'd have to go way around through Foxtrot, and with these units coming, he probably doesn't want to break from cover, and that is a very smart plan. Now the Russians finally funneling into the Pact, now coming in full force as they have broken through the defensive pod, which was made up of this forest here and there as well. In fact, each force is defended, but the northern flank has been broken. Artillery now firing upon, it looks like, everything in the forest, which is a good area to hit because the enemy will move cover to cover. Back down here we see an Mi-24P now moving in. That's their second attempt now at that southern point. Now you would think after the first attempt we would increase security, and that we did not. Well, there were units there for a while. That Marauder now finally moving up full of infantry, but that CFV can do a pretty good job. In fact, let's take a look at that. It has a range of 1575 meters on the autocannon. Bushmaster autocannon against that 24, which has a range of 1575 on its autocannon. In fact, a twin autocannon. So we will see what the battle showed. Oh, and it looks like 2 more Mi-24Ds are coming in. So we'll see what happens there. Let's look up at the north again. Tunguska, low on fuel, moves in against the Apaches that are opening fire on Skots there, destroying that Apache. I'm not exactly sure when I called that in, but that was definitely there to take care of some of those higher level tanks, which the enemy had earlier. VAB's now retreating, Flak Panzers holding their positions. FAMAS down here, from Lenin holding this force down here. Yours truly holding with anti-aircraft. Tunguska firing at another Gazelle, or the Gazelle rather, taking that out. The enemy now holds Foxtrot. They've now pushed their way from the edge of Delta all the way into Foxtrot. Not a good situation for us, but we are ahead just slightly. Oh, it looks like the CFV now taking on 3 bros, dude. And it looks like, oh, one of them's destroyed. Getting too close to that Bradley's got a mean bite. Bradley now taking out one of those Mi-24Ds. We're now 15 minutes into the match. And it looks like we've pulled ahead with just destroying one of those Mi-24s to 1248. Let's see what happens here. Bradley still opening fire. Oh man, it's a ghetto shootout. Mi-24D stunned. Critical impact on the ammo box, and she goes down, giving us a few more points. One more helicopter, can we get it? And now he's finally decided, Elzir has now decided to retreat. That Bradley destroying 2, and it looks like another is coming in. Wow, that Bradley earned its stripes today. As the attack continues in the north, it looks like more infantry is coming up once again to clear out these packs of force, and you will notice that infantry is used a lot when I and Lennon play. Both me and him. It seems that I tend to use it a little bit more, but that's just as of late. I really didn't think that they were of a value, but they definitely have a great defensive and attack value. Sneak attack, but a great straight up defense, meaning just, you know, set them on the edge of a forest and let the enemy come to you. Artillery from Lennon now firing on the Hemet there, and the Anvil just basically keeping Foxtrot's units on the move. and pushing back that Tunguska, which probably is in need of a little bit of rearmament. Low on fuel, but okay on missiles and guns. Anvil's now moving towards the forest here. We have a lot of action going on here. 24P and 24D now sitting down here as the Bradley retreats, low on fuel and in need of, well, mostly in need of fuel, but definitely I know he won't fall for that again. Come at me, bro situation. We have Chaparral and Flak Panzer sitting here at the edge of Gulf, rather, and so that will keep him from bringing any more helicopters close to us. His attack didn't work that first time, and that's a real shame. Coming here, we've got a real sad situation. It looks like we're going to lose India infantry coming in. The enemy's now gaining momentum. Look at that. They made their way all the way to Foxtrot and are now pushing back. They now hold the center flank between these AMX here and here. We're holding on. Well, look at all these units down here, and it looks like attack notifications being brought out, meaning that the command armor there may be attacked if he doesn't retreat, so that's exactly what he does. Called out by yours truly just to let him know that those infantry are crawling around there and it would be best for him to retreat. But let's see, what's this? A Cobra. Yours truly calling out AH-1E Cobras. Let's see what's going on here. Probably to destroy that infantry. A lot of units holding here. Patton, Panzer Grenadiers, ATGM, VABs, Chasseur, FAMAS, MD Jupiters, and Marauders all around this one forest. Boy, we have them all. And look at that. Cobra's, this is the Cobra that has ATGMs and rockets now opening fire, defending that M577 command armor. Guns on that ripping through those Skots. Man, it is basically like a Zuzu trooper loaded full of guys. One little pinhole and that thing goes down. Toes being brought in, more Cobras. That infantry doesn't stand a chance now. What was meant to be a quick attack, they were not able to get close enough to destroy that M77, and the Skot not carrying any armament at all. Only able to get close, but no cigar. Troops now routing. Let's take a look down here just real quick to see what's going on. Zalo and Mi-24 is being brought in. We are now at 419, 424, 517. That's the end of the match, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, that was a real toughie. Right at the end, the enemy could have really pushed a little bit harder in the center, and that goes to show that when your attack is going well, keep it up. You know, if you start to take more losses, you know, if you succeed against a defensive position, continue to advance. And if you notice that it's a layered defense, then pull back a little bit and defend on your own, refit, rearm, and re-attack. So, anyway, let's take a look here. Yours truly scoring 1,073, and Lennon at 444. Not too bad. Not very balanced, but definitely we both needed each other in that area to hold those. Obviously, the enemy steamrolled over us in the north. Artisto Communist at 37, Elzir at 40, playing against me and Lennon at 26 and 30. So a job well done from everyone. So anyway, again, if you enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you would have done something differently in this match. And like if you like the video, and of course, if you enjoy my my beautiful radio voice, like that one guy from that one video that one time, then please don't forget to subscribe. So anyway, until next time, friends and fans, this is Raptor reminding you to keep your password and your pimp hand strong.